So I'm here to renew my driver's license today. It expires in 2 weeks and I've been putting it off forever because it is such a flippin' mission to come and renew. So anyway, I went online. I tried to do the booking myself through the app or whatever it is, the site that the government gives you, and it was useless. Every single day, it didn't matter what time I logged on, I could not find an appointment at any of the testing stations. Some people told me to try somewhere further away, but Randburg is closer to me, but it didn't matter which one I put in, I just did not come right. Eventually, near my work, there's a place called 3 at 1, and they offer online bookings for you. You pay a fee of, I think it's about 350 Rand if you need an appointment within 2 weeks, because that's how bad mine was. I'm literally 2 weeks away from mine expiring. And I think within 2 days they got me an appointment, and that was like on last week Thursday, and my appointment was for today. So that was really phenomenal. That was quite easy. They send you through all the documentation that you need. You have to go and fetch, and then there's like the actual booking form from them, and then they tell you if you want to get a temporary license, what you have to bring. They give you a list of documentation that you need. So from that side, the process so far has been quite seamless. I don't know what it's going to be like when I get inside. There's not a lot of chairs or waiting area, and my appointment is booked for 9:10, but they tell you to get here an hour beforehand. So I'm not hopeful for how long this process is going to take. I advise you take like an entire day of work just in case, but that's basically it. The process so far hasn't been too bad, but I did have to pay somebody 350 Rand just to get in this queue today.
My experience with the licensing department was not a great one, honestly. The booking process on its own was such a mission, because every time you wanted to book, it would literally not let you book until the Monday. And even if you'd wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, almost all the slots were full. And I didn't even know this when I first went to the licensing department. I rocked up, I came into the line, and I noticed that once I went to the beginning of the line, they said that I couldn't go through the process without booking. And I tried to book in the line, but then they said obviously all the slots were full, and this was on a Friday, and they said I'm allowed to come on the Saturday because I was obviously in the line. I came on the Saturday and they told me I was not allowed to, even though previously they said I could. So with the whole process, it took over 2 weeks to do the whole thing, and then I eventually decided to just ask someone within the department to book for me, because it was honestly such a long and tedious process that I honestly didn't have time for. So once I eventually got my booking, I came for my day. My booking was at around 11. I came at that time, but there was still a line that extended all the way out into the parking lot. And even standing in that line, I said I have a booking time. They said I still have to stand in the line. And then even when I got to the front of the line, this is way past my booking time, I eventually got there, still had to wait in multiple lines inside the actual department. And what I noticed is the process is very slow because they have very limited people. And the only way you can actually bypass the system is by either bribing or knowing someone within the department. It's honestly very difficult to just take a whole day out of your entire life and have to go to the department knowing that they're not going to help you in any way. There's limited people working. It's honestly a very draining process where that's where people delay it. That's where you get expired licenses, expired number plates, all of that, because you know that they're not trying to help you. You just have to do it. But like, it's a bit annoying knowing that this is a government department and this is kind of like how seriously they take it.
So my overall experience with renewing my license was quite tedious and inefficient, I would say. I arrived at the venue on a Friday at 12:30 to be helped at 1:30, and they recommend that you arrive an hour early, so I did. And yet, I only walked out of the place having been helped by 3:30. So I was waiting in a very long queue outside with a whole bunch of other people who were supposed to be helped at 1 o'clock. And we all got helped so late. It just felt so inefficient, and we couldn't really understand why. Because when they did actually help us, they did the job pretty quickly. So why it was taking so long, who knows? You know, I think it just begs the question of, how can a government expect an entire population to renew their licenses at the same time if the system in place isn't designed to run efficiently or even on time? You know, I'm one of the lucky ones that was able to get assisted before my license was due to expire, but now so many people have an expired license after months. It just seems like they're creating more problems than solutions at the licensing departments with this system.